And we're on.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to DVTV in Space for Friday, July 7th, 2017. We have the OG crew back at the table, right? We got Israel Luna, Brad Pritchett, Randy Amarsky, and I'm Tammy Nash. And we're here to tell you everything you wanted to know about that you didn't even know you needed to know.
Exactly.
And some things
here we are.
you don't.
And Brad is here, because, she's always very busy.
Oh, shit, she's busy.
Very.
I got so excited because I came to the studio and we have fancy new monitors and this and that and the other. And I was like, yes. Let's see ourselves.
And popsicles.
And popsicles.
Hey, yeah, Mexican popsicles.
Love it.
Yes. Okay, so let's get started today. Let's talk, first of all, just about the calendar, the social calendar, the gay agenda.
There's always something to do, everyone. First of all, personally, I'm excited because tonight, I think we've talked about this a couple weeks on the show, is opening night for Robin Hood at Dallas Theater Center.
You talked about that last week, right?
I did, yeah, a couple weeks ago. So we've had a week of preview performances. Tonight is press, so that's when all of our donors and our fun family, close family members, and the critics come to see it. So we hope that we get good reviews. It's so fun. It's just so damn funny because these writers are first of all, they're gay and they, have really good humor. And so it's just a really fun show. You know what I mean? So that's happening. That's happening this weekend. Also happening coming up in the next couple days, the 7th through the 9th, we have this entire weekend actually is what they're calling Beyond Vanilla. So what is that? So folks at this table, I just want to know, because I learned shortly before this segment what BDSM means.
You didn't
Oh my
know.
God.
What?
No, I mean, I knew what a couple of the letters stood for. So for those of you watching who are not quite sure what that is bondage, discipline, sadism, and masochism. So those are the 4 words that my mom would
I
have
have
a
to
heart
leave
attack
this
for.
show because I'm offended
Oh,
and I'm a
are
Christian.
you?
I need to leave.
Yeah, it's because he's going to register for the conference.
Exactly.
Beyond Vanilla has been around for a long time. I think it is still sponsored by National Leather Association Dallas. It started out as just like a 1 or 2 hour thing, and it's grown. It's an all weekend. It's an educational symposium and convention. They bring people in, and the big guest speaker is a lady named Judy Tallwing McCarthy. She is an Apache elder. She was the first Ms. International Leather. And she is an amazing woman. I met her many years ago now, but she's really something. So
if you're like me and you want to know more about stuff like that and it sort of intrigues you, then you have a whole plethora of things to choose from this weekend, from just educational seminars and Judy will be leading the way and teaching you about things. Open up your eyes and your mind to other opportunities. Hell, I want to put a sling on sometimes and just go to the Eagle and lay there.
Well, that's really cool because, I lived in San Francisco for 3 years and I remember going over there.
On.
Tammy's the only one that caught that.
I was like, it's
That would be
DVTV in space, not Don't Panic.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm glad that that even though Dallas is like super conservative, that they still have events like this as well.
Dallas's leather community, kink community, is very large and very active. Not just same sex, but heterosexual and just whatever.
Yeah.
It has a very active kink community, fetish community here.
So if you're vanilla like Israel, apparently, who was offended by this topic, then don't you need to worry about it. But other than that, you should go check it out this weekend.
If you
Are you
want to
going?
go beyond
Beyond
vanilla.
vanilla.
Are y'all
Yes.
going? I'll go if y'all go.
Listen, let's carpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, done,
All
done,
right.
and done.
You guys-
Well, we know what we're doing.
You guys have to register and pay money and things to do that.
Damn
You can't just
it.
show
Wait,
up.
Dallas Voice can't get a seat.
I thought being on DVTV in space also got you into
All
fun
these
things.
benefits of
Okay,
we
guys.
could have arranged the DVTV on the scene.
Can you
Oh,
imagine
my
that
God.
segment? Oh my God.
Actually, I
that would
can.
be awesome.
I'm actually bummed that I'm not in
We need
a
to do
harness at the moment covering the event. Okay,
Right.
well, we digress, guys. Let's keep going. So we also have a free screening of Raid of the Rainbow Lounge on Monday at the Magnolia Theater. Next week, so anyone interested in becoming a table captain for black tie dinner, we have a happy hour at Stir, which is a new fabulous restaurant in Deep Ellum. If you haven't been there, check it out. This will give you a reason to. Yeah,
It's
next
got a really
Thursday.
great patio.
Oh my God, that
patio
patio
is
is
amazing.
everything.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful, at the
view.
moment, unobstructed view of Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a excuse me, I have a question. Usually when I start hearing phrases like black tie dinner, I think fall is here.
Yeah.
And why so soon already?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of people ask, hey, does it really take you all a year to plan this event? And the answer is, hell yes, it does. So the dinner, for those watching, I'm on the board of Black Tie. And so we start planning that dinner the week after the one prior to it. And so the dinner's always in November. So most events, including DIFA and things like that, you do have cultivation events leading up to the night of. So what this is actually is exactly one of those. It's a cultivation event for people who want to be a table captain. So you can obviously buy your tickets to Black Tie Dinner as an individual ticket buyer for $400. But if you want to go with a group of friends and you know that you could get 10 friends to go, then you become a table captain. So you're sort of in charge of your group of friends, and you get some perks by being a table captain. So all this happy hour is to sort of educate people on what Black Tie Dinner is if they're not aware, and how you can come, who we actually help out in the community, and kind of get your 10 people for your table sort of up and going.
How many beneficiaries are there this year?
This year
18?
we have we have more than we had last year. I think we're up to a little under 26, 25.
Wow.
Yeah, we added a few
Yeah.
new beneficiaries this year, so that's exciting because the whole point is to give the money back to the LGBT community. So we have a couple new ones on the list that we're all excited about. But yeah, there's events like that leading up to the event all year long. But November 11th is actually the night of the dinner, so save the date.
Our Black Tie Dinner here in Dallas is the largest event of its kind in the country, right?
It is.
And it is the only HRC dinner that actually benefits local organizations too. Is that still correct?
Really?
Absolutely.
Half-
So what a
about
lot of
half and
people
half
get
here.
confused about is they think that our Black Tie Dinner or the Black Tie Dinner is an HRC event. So what it actually is we take half of the money that we raise here, which, as Tammy mentioned, is the largest LGBT dinner of its kind in the country, and we literally take half of that money and we give it to the HRC Foundation. So that's the educational component
arm, yes.
of HRC.
Right.
Because a lot of people are like, well, HRC has so much money. Why are you at an HR thing? Actually, no, it's a local Black Tie Dinner. We give the money to the HRC Foundation, but the other half of that we distribute amongst the local beneficiaries.
And with the dinner raising well over $1 million every year, that half that comes back to local organizations is a significant amount of money.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing.
It was when I worked at the resource center.
Yes.
Like,
Absolutely.
I know, yes. Yeah.
And a lot of these, like the resource centers, a lot of these beneficiaries that have been longtime bennies, they really depend on that money every year,
Yeah.
and that money goes to
remember, we
breaking
did.
ground for a new, building or
yes.
the salary of a
Equipment,
full-time employee.
yes.
So it's one of the things that I stay on the board because it's the moment where we hand those checks over to each of the beneficiaries every December. And that's what I live for. The tier is just like, it's waterworks. So all that to say, you should definitely come out to the happy hour next Thursday at Stir, have a drink and learn more about Black Tie and how to be a table captain. Also, Asian Film Festival, July 13th through the 20th. We have Polly Dallas. That's the burlesque show, July 14th.
No.
Polly
Dallas is an organization that has a convention on the polyamory lifestyle.
Got it.
They're starting their annual symposium, which lasts, I think, maybe Saturday and Sunday, but they're starting it Friday night with the burlesque show.
Oh, see, if I only could understand my shorthand, I would be better. Well, what's fun is Firecracker Gay Bingo. Yay, that's July 15th. I love Gay Bingo. I talk about it every time I'm on here, and I'm actually going to this one. I'm in town, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to get my dauber, and I'm going to win big money, hopefully.
Yay.
And last but not least, wrapping up this week's Gay Agenda, folks, we have the Wedding Party and Expo on July 23rd. I'm covering this with DVTV on the scene. I'm so excited. There's so many damn things you can do at a wedding, and these people that sit there and give you the cakes and the ice creams. We covered it last year together, Israel.
So much fun.
It's so much fun, and I just sit there and I think all the fun and exciting things you can do at your gay wedding. So you should come check it out.
Especially all the samples of the sweet stuff everywhere. Oh my
You
God.
get all of the vendors who are going to not worry about making you a cake.
So to learn more about everything we just talked about on this week's Gay Agenda, reference page 8 of this week's edition of Dallas Voice. There's so much more. We don't even get a chance to talk about it. Also, I'm so excited because next week is the pet edition. So be on the lookout for that.
Could I bring Wellington on the show?
Please do.
Okay.
I
We
would
should
love.
all bring our
Oh, no.
Never mind.
No, you bring your pet. I can't bring. My dog is a mess.
Oh, I thought she was saying you couldn't bring it.
No,
No, I was like, you've
you
never
said
met
we should
Simon.
all. You said
Oh,
we should
I
all.
should,
No, we
yeah.
should all not.
But sometimes if you're a mess, it's fun. Oh, yeah. Hey, speaking of...
My mess is 100 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you should bring your 100-pound mess if they have talent on July 22nd because we're having auditions for the festival, the stage this year for the Pride Festival. On July 22nd, they're holding auditions for whatever it is that you call talent. If you want to show it off, you can go show it off. So
And the 29th. They're
Yeah.
two different.
okay,
two
22nd
different
and the
locations.
29th.
Is there a place
Yes.
that they can register or?
It's in the
Um,
agenda.
Oh,
Yep, it's in the agenda. Look,
Also-
see,
Page
I
8.
referenced
I
this.
thought-
Also, look, you can get a lot of the events in the agenda, but then go to the back of the paper, page 25, for the arts and entertainment calendar. Best bets and the rest of the calendar there.
Brandy, I think you should get in full performance drag and do a number, honey, and I will come support you.
Oh,
I would too.
Would you really?
Yes.
Maybe I will.
I might.
Absolutely.
It's so hot though.
It's
Like,
hot as hell.
That's the only thing. Like the drag makeup, we were talking about the glitter running. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the glitter and the lashes running down. I
Yeah.
still know it's a
Well,
little
girl,
warm.
as long as it runs pretty.
I mean, I'd be willing to be your like bitch boy with the fan, like legit, just cover like
Israel,
wear
would
around
you
the
be too?
fan.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, we
that'd be
may
cool.
have that.
Well, I see this whole Egyptian concept. And
Ooh.
you have your
Ah,
boys
and we can
the-
have Rufus in it too.
Rufus could be in it.
Oh
He
my
would.
gosh.
They could bring you in on a stretcher.
Oh, now you're speaking my language. now you're speaking my language.
I knew that wouldn't take much convincing. Hello?
Well, get on there and
Queen
try it out,
match?
man.
No.
Yes.
Okay, well, that has managed to take up our first 12 minutes, our first segment, which is fine. That's what it's for. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a minute. So y'all come back.
Now, you hear?
Yeah.
In the old days, when you wanted a home or auto insurance quote, you called an insurance agency and they would give you a quote from the company they represented. But when you call the Stephen Graves Insurance Agency, Stephen gets quotes from all the companies he represents, bringing you the best coverage at the best possible price. For home or auto,
call 877-599-0808. Stephen Graves Insurance.
Okay, we're back. We're back. And we're going to talk about.
That's paper first.
Dallas boys first.
There you
Yeah.
go. We're going to talk about news right now. We're going to talk about our cover story this week in The Voice. Turn this around so you can see it. Pigeon versus Turner.
Yeah,
Straight
now-
down Pigeon versus Turner.
It's behind
So-
us on the beautiful.
Yeah,
green
can I
screen.
say, when I saw the cover and I thought, wait, is this the Dallas Voice? Was the first thing that I thought
I did
of.
too. I did the exact. I was like, wait a minute, is this the? Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, because the colors, it's
I thought it was
just
the
like
Observer. I honestly
thought
did.
it
I thought
was
it was the
the
Observer.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I mean, but in a good way, like, oh wow, it's like you guys are doing something different, and the fact that it's got, what is it,
Pigeon. Pigeon
No,
versus
Pigeon
Turner.
Pigeon
That's
versus
the,
Turner, which is kind of makes you question, like, what does this mean?
And that's kind of the purpose of the cover, to get your attention and make you look in the paper and read this story, because the story is about the lawsuit Pigeon versus Turner, which is the suit from Houston, that the Supreme Court, Texas Supreme Court, ruled in last Friday. Remember, we talked about it last Friday and how annoying it is. And what David Taffet has done is come in and talk to some folks and kind of do a breakdown. He read the decision. He reread Obergefell, which was the marriage equality. And I talked to some attorneys and broke it down. We have more information from the ACLU online because we didn't hear back from them to get in time to get it in here.
Well, what it's about is pretty much that, although marriage equality has passed, all of the benefits that you can get, companies don't have to give it to your significant married
your spouse.
Your spouse, yeah.
Your spouse.
Well,
Your
that's
spouse, right?
That's the question, and the Texas Supreme Court just slaughtered their reading of Obergefell, the marriage equality, and said they didn't settle this. And I feel like, here's the foul part of that decision. What they did is they sent this case back to the trial court because it had been dismissed after Obergefell, and there's like, no, there's still questions about. All that says is they have to give us a license and let us get married and be legally recognized. That doesn't mean that they have to give us benefits that go with marriage. But if you read Obergefell, if you read the decision, the Supreme Court decision that came out 4 days before this, Pavon, and I can't remember Pavon versus whomever, it was out of Arkansas and had to do with birth certificates. And the Supreme Court said, sit down, fools. We told you in Obergefell. All the benefits of marriage, it's all there. And it says that. And Texas Supreme Court just ignores that. It says, oh, well, they get to go to court and argue about this. This isn't decided. People get a chance to argue about it and work this out through the courts. And what this is, the Texas Supreme Court is all our elected officials, right?
Right.
They're all Republicans on our court. And they were prompted by our Republicans in leadership in Austin to take this case and to rule on this case. And it's all part of the right wing's effort to roll back marriage equality. So 2 years ago, y'all, we had a huge celebration. And
Yep.
we're doing this good, but now we have Trump in the White House. We have right wing people like Dan Patrick and Ken Paxton and Greg Abbott in power here, that and other places. And this is part of their effort, little by little, to chip away at our rights and put us back in the closet and back in the concentration camps.
Yeah.
Is there something that they're trying to distract from? Because this is such an old story. It was 2 years ago when it passed.
This is not old
Why
news
still
to them.
fighting?
This is not.
This is a new
this
thing. Like all of a sudden, the queers and steers of Texas have these rights, and it's
That
this
they
brand
do.
new that they do, and it's getting into that privileged system or that idea of marriage is between a man and a woman, and it's getting into that, and it's a brand new.
And they hate it. And you said, we took that position. We've won. Ooh, we can take a rest. We've won. That was just a battle. This war still goes on, and those people are still fighting tooth and nail every way they can. They
Especially in
legalized
Texas.
abortion in what,
especially in the South.
1972, Roe v.
Yes,
Wade?
and we're still
And we still
talking
fight that
about it. Yes.
every day.
We are still talking about that.
Now,
It's
is there
still an issue?
So the way it stands right now, is there? What does it mean? Like, how far is it right now? Is it an actual law? Are they still fighting?
There's-
What's going on?
What this basically says is, who cares what the U.S. Supreme Court said? Texas still has a law in the books that does, refuses to recognize same-sex couples, and they're saying we don't have, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals basically upheld a lower court ruling, a federal court ruling in the De Leon case that overturned the Texas DOMA, but Texas Supreme Court says that is not binding on us. That's, the only thing that would be binding is the U.S. Supreme Court. Of course, then they totally ignored the Supreme Court rulings in 2 cases. But they're going back in and they're trying to chip away. And the hope is that they will get 1 or 2 more appointees while Trump's in the White House. The court will flip. And when the case goes back to the U.S. Supreme Court, they'll overturn
it.
Yeah.
And we'll lose it all. And we could. We could lose it all.
It's a possibility. It is a possibility.
It's really scary.
And that's the thing. We have to keep fighting. This fight is not over. We thought we won. We were, rejoicing.
Well, I feel like everybody felt like that about Obama too. In general, it's like finally we're progressive, you know, with the healthcare, marriage, and so everybody got comfortable and complacent. And it's the same thing here in Texas, and I feel like it's happening
all over again.
All over again.
And here's another thing. The fight continues. The fight continues as well on so many levels. I mean, we've got to watch the courts. We've got to pay attention to every little decision that comes out, because it all builds towards taking it back to the Supreme Court.
Well, I'm really glad that you guys do stuff like the way you did the cover, because that's going to make an impact. I'm glad that you guys have chosen to do something that could be a little controversial.
Yes,
absolutely.
Jarring and controversial, because you need to, because your rights are in danger. And if that's what it takes, if it takes something that looks like this and that jars you out of your complacency, then that needs to be done.
Yeah, no time to be safe anymore.
Exactly. No. And y'all, in less than 2 weeks, a week and a half, not even a week and a half, Texas legislature comes back into session for special session, and guess what is once again on the agenda?
Don't tell me the bathroom.
Bathroom.
Yep.
Religious refusal bills, which they passed one religious refusal bill, right? That says that private agencies that handle adoption and foster care and receive federal funds or state funds, government funds, I guess the word is public funding, right?
Public funding.
Can still use their religious beliefs to discriminate. Of course, that violates separation of church and state, and they don't give a rat's ass because they're going to do it.
Yep.
And they said they could. And
is there a consequence when they break that, the church and state thing?
It has to go, somebody has to challenge it in court. Has to go all the way up through the court system. We have to hope that we have the court on our side when it gets there. So, there's all kinds of consequences on all kinds of sides, but usually the people who are going to be losing are the people who are trying to have a family, the LGBT. Here's something that people aren't thinking about. It's not just about me being able to go in there, my spouse and I going and adopting a child or fostering a child. If you have an LGBT child, they're not just little babies. You got kids, 12, 13, 14, teenagers, right? Kids are coming out younger and younger. They know who they are. A lot of them maybe are in the system because they came out.
Yeah.
And they can refuse to place those children.
And it has
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's not just about LGBT. They might not like you because
I
you're
know.
Mexican,
No,
or
it's
because you're Jewish,
Yes.
or because you're
it's all how they want to interpret their religion, and so
Exactly.
if their God
belief
says
says.
this, that's just how it is.
And
So sad.
that's already law here. That's already passed and been
that's
signed. But other religious refusal things are coming up in this. Abortion rights are on the plate again. The bathroom. It's not just a bathroom bill that says if you're transgender, you can't go into what I would consider the appropriate public restroom facility. They want a version of that bill like North Carolina that would rescind all of the local non-discrimination ordinances. Dallas has one. Fort Worth has one. Houston got repealed. Austin has one. All of these places that have local ordinances protecting people,
and I think
that could be rolled back.
And I think a lot of people don't see the connection between what's going on and that it's not just this one thing. It's taking away all of these other rights that we've had and that we've gotten comfortable with and we've gotten accustomed to having. And there's that idea that, okay, we have them, you can't take them away once we have them. And that's not.
And there's this overall sense, I know for me personally, because I don't do as good of a job as I could following every single political move every day.
Nobody does.
But because of that, there is this sort of overwhelming sense of like hypersensitivity to where any time there's something on the news that has anything to do with LGBT rights, or I freak out because I'm like, oh shit, now what happened now? Or what do we just go back 3 years for now? And now I think everyone is just nervous. It's like it makes me not even want to watch any of it. You know what I mean? Which is not what you want to do.
And then that's when we get in trouble because we're not paying attention. My son started following me my older son started following me on Twitter, and he told his mom, he goes, man, Tammy gets really angry. And I thought about it, and my own mom quit following me on Facebook, and my several people in my family because, after the election, I was furious. I'm still angry.
I'm still
Oh,
angry.
God.
And
Yeah.
now I do a few kitten videos in there too.
Yeah.
But
Just
I'm
to mix
still
it up.
angry. And
Keep it
Twitter,
light every once in a while.
Twitter is still a place to be very angry. And yes, I am angry. And I am just beyond angry. We all need to be, because when we're angry, then we're paying attention.
Yeah.
And don't just be mad, though. That's not enough. You have to be mad, and you have to be educated, and you have to keep going,
And you have to
even
be
when
active.
you
Yeah.
really want to just lay down and cry. You have to keep going.
Well, I think the time to lay down and cry was when after it all happened. I mean, literally after he took office, we were all doing an event together the next day, and
Yeah.
I think all three of us at a moment were like, I can't do it. I can't show
Yeah,
up. I
we
mean, I couldn't
all
get out of
almost
bed.
called in.
It was like a breakup that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then that next
For a
day they're
while.
like, go on stage and be funny, Brad. And I
Yeah.
can't do it. So that was the time to lay down and cry. Now it's time to like be pissed off and do something
fight.
about it. Yes.
We have to get up. We have to fight. We have to keep fighting. In the paper, it'll tell you HRC has field organizers in Texas. We have a young woman named Chris Ruiz is here in Dallas.
Yep.
DFW, she's our local organizer for them. They're doing phone banks. They're doing all kinds of events to get people active and engaged and get people calling your state reps and your state senators. That helps. If they keep hearing from you, I mean, Congress hasn't managed to repeal Obamacare yet, have they? That's
Yeah.
because
This is
people
true,
got pissed
yeah.
off and
Yeah.
started calling. And in the paper, story starts on page 12. There's Chris Ruiz's email is in there. There are websites that you can go and you can check. You can see what's going on and how to get involved. Special session opens on Yes, I know I'm beyond time. Special session opens on Tuesday, July 18th. And there is a big rally. It's called One Texas Resistance.
Oh, I love it.
Several different organizations are are organizing this rally and day of action. So if you can get that day off and go, y'all go.
Absolutely.
Make your voice heard. And now we're going to take a break. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
I wish I could send you guys all down there to do it.
I know.
I love guns. Are
I'm
we
nervous.
back?
Are we back? God, we got to get better at this.
He was telling us we just weren't paying attention. We
You gotta yell at us because we will just talk.
We're running our damn mouth. We were talking about guns.
We were
in case
talking
you
about
couldn't
guns,
figure that part out. They all hate guns. I don't. She's never touched a gun.
I've never held a gun. I've never shot a gun, and I really have no interest. But
I just had a horrible personal family incident involving guns at a very young age, and so that sort of painted that picture for the rest of my life, to be nervous of them and not respect them in the way that people such as yourself do respect them, because I just have this negative connotation about what they can do.
Yeah.
And so
that's a good thing for everybody.
Because of that, I'm like, I literally have only held and shot a fire weapon, arm, whatever you call it, once, and it scared the shit out of me, crap out of me.
I think I might die by being shot, because I was thinking about this. We were having an event the other night, and I thought to myself, now that I own the studio, I'm very territorial about it. So I thought to myself, if I were to see somebody, I just visualized someone walking through the hallways with the gun, a party attendee with a gun, I would probably not even think about my safety and walk up and say, what do you think you're doing? You need to get out now.
There's open carry, and
but as
Dallas,
a business owner, you can.
Right, but you don't have anything that says like.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. But I think even if they were like being belligerent or anything, I wouldn't even stop to think about it. I would just go up and say, "Oh wait, what? You think this is your studio? Oh no, you and your gun are getting out now.
Your queen.
They're probably going to be shooting. They're probably going to shoot me."
No, don't say that. Don't put that out there. We take it
don't
back.
put that out
Universe,
there.
we take it back.
Yeah.
Don't give any crazy people ideas. That's the problem.
But there has been like a surgence of road rage and shootings in Dallas with road rage.
Arlington.
Yeah, and that's super scary. So that's also I'm a rageful driver, and I've actually put myself in check because that's some scary.
Yeah.
You get road rage, Brandy?
I am. Yes, I do.
Little short women are the worst.
I get real brown behind the wheel.
See, I have no road rage whatsoever. I'm super hippie, loving life when I drive.
Driving, shagging, wagon.
I am too, except behind the wheel. Yeah.
Really?
No, I go from 0 to 100 real quick.
I do too.
I mean, I'll go from like gentle to like just all the F-bombs.
That's
cute.
the only time that I really get angry, which is really weird. But.
We know what pushes your buttons.
So, because they would never touch a gun, they can never be in the military. And that is a segue into our next topic about...
Nicely done there.
Very smooth.
The U.S. military has chosen to delay implementation of a new policy that would allow people, openly transgender people, to enlist in the military. As of July 1st last year, transgender people that are already in the military were allowed to serve openly, and those veterans who are transgender, who have transitioned, are able to have all of their paperwork changed and get their benefits as their new identity. But they were not allowing new recruits who were openly transgender. That was supposed to end as of this July 1st. But now the Department of Defense, the Secretary of Defense has said, we're going to wait another 6 months. We need to study this a little bit more, which is total bullshit, y'all. Again, it's just
what do they need to study?
What the hell are you studying?
Yeah.
All the studies show that they're just like everybody else. There's nothing wrong with anything.
Yep.
Right. Well, and of course, one of the things we need to make sure that they're going to be safe and they wouldn't face any discrimination. No, you're just looking for a new way, trying to delay to get, like I said, it's a delay tactic. It's just one more brick in the wall.
Yeah, because the discrimination thing starts at the very top. It's the person in charge. It's just like a manager with the store. You have great employees because you are awesome at your job. You don't suck.
Yeah.
That's
You're not
simple
an
as
asshole.
that. Yeah.
So, but that's also here. I have a story last year for our first issue in July. I interviewed a woman named Brenda Tripp. Well, her name wasn't Tripp then, but Brenda Tripp now. Who is a veteran, a transgender veteran, and she had recently transitioned and was going through all this. And we were talking about her story and then what she felt about the new policy. So I talked to Brenda again this week about the delay. So she has a few things to say about that too. So that's one of the things, to read in the paper this week. It's called Service Delayed. It's on page 14. So, but now I think... Israel,
Yes.
you have some topics.
Oh, I do. Well, speaking of road rage and everything, this has to do with cars. I have noticed that now that it's summertime, it's really hot outside. And even if it's, let's just say 85, 87 degrees outside, in your car, it could be, late 90s, even like early hundreds in your car.
Late 90s.
And I know. I was like, wait, no, it needs to be
early 100s. Upper 90s, low.
Upper 90s. See,
Yeah.
can you tell I'm not a meteorologist? But there was
late
this segment
90s.
that I saw. I was thinking late night Spice
Like
Girls.
1998, like Britney when she first started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Britney,
yeah.
during her crazy period. But I was watching Good Morning America, and they had this segment where they now have these high-tech accessories to remind you to look in your backseat of your car so you won't forget your child.
That is just so damn crazy to me because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I cannot speak from experience because I do not have a child, but I just wonder, even on the busiest of days, and no matter how much you're multitasking, it's your child in the back seat. And after you get out of the car to go run into wherever you're running, don't you be like, oh, I'm missing something. Like, shit, I do that with my cell phone or my keys or my chapstick or my wallet. In the matter of 2 minutes, I'll realize it's not on my person. So a kid, do you need something to remind you?
And
Think
even
about it. Okay. I am a parent.
Yeah.
I have had kids, and I have driven with them in the back seat. When I drive, I do a lot of work in my head. I write my stories. I talk them out loud. And you got a little kid. I'm not excusing this by any stretch. You're driving along. You're talking. You're working. You're thinking, whatever. Getting a little road rage going on because somebody cut you off.
Brandy.
But your kid is in the back seat and they've gone to sleep. That's what riding in a car does for a child. Is
It
put
still
them
does
to
that
sleep.
to me as well.
Yeah.
When I'm not driving.
Clearly.
When she's not raging behind the wheel, man. But I mean, they've gone to sleep. You don't usually take them to daycare. Mama usually takes them, or Daddy usually takes them, and but they had to do something. So you got and you're busy, and you don't even go to daycare. You just go on to the office, and you get out and you're like, am I forgetting something?
I don't mean to laugh, but
But no,
But your
but
kid's back there.
I mean,
But
I
I
can
can
see.
see how it happened. My kids were loud, so that wasn't going to happen. But so there are things that people do so that they don't, And
So-
if this saves a baby's life, I'm
this
all
is
for
true.
it.
You know
Yeah.
what? If it saves it, yeah.
So this could be a thing then? So like just forgetting your kid,
Yeah.
I mean like right behind you?
Sure.
I'm not a parent.
I'm not a parent either. so-
But-
Do you have a morning routine?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what if your routine does not include it's just I'm not a morning person, y'all. I don't wake up until I've gotten to work, which is,
Uh-huh.
a 30-mile drive, and had my bacon and eggs and coffee at my desk, and I'm going to wake up. So you go through your morning routine.
That's true, though.
Well, the biggest thing that really like just hit it home for me and made me upset was they said, now here are little helpful hints. Put your purse in your back seat. And I thought, wait a minute. Because your purse is so important that you
It's
won't
more important
forget
than
it,
your kid.
but not your child.
Your
Yeah, I
purse,
see what
your
you're
purse,
saying.
your purse is part of your routine.
Uh-huh.
Your purse is part of your routine. You get out of your car, you get your purse. I get my camera bag.
You grab your
know,
purse and go. So I guess
or-
the thinking behind that is once you
It's
grab your purse, you see
routine.
the kid. Yeah, I get it. And I'm pretty sure anyone that you probably interview that has left their kid in the car is going to give you that same story. So I don't feel like, unless there's just some really effed up people out there, that's how they choose to deal with the situation. I don't think it's done on purpose, but I do feel like, how the hell are you going to forget your kid back there? I get the routine thing too.
Yeah, I
Now,
see
here's where
both.
it drives me absolutely crazy, because I get it, Tammy, when you're talking about, hey, routine, I was in a hurry, kid fell asleep. Got it. Now, if you're talking about an animal that is not asleep, I guarantee you, the second you step out of that vehicle, they're going crazy. They're at the window. They're barking. No, don't forget
So
me.
you
Don't forget
decided
me.
to crack the window.
So you crack the window in a heat index of 114 in Dallas, Texas in July. Now that's just crazy. Now that is when you should be like the animal should be taken away.
Isn't
from
there
you.
a law now where you can break a
You can break
window.
the
You can break the
window.
window.
Break
You
a
can
window,
break the
dogs
window.
or children, either one.
Uh-huh.
Pet owners, stop doing that. Leave your dog at home if you're not going to have,
If you can't take them in, don't take them with you, man.
Yeah,
I agree.
because it's
Especially
happening
if-
a
yeah.
lot, right? It's
Yes,
all over the
it
news
is.
again.
What did you just say?
Dallas, what?
What you said something. I don't know what it was, but I heard Candygram.
Not for me.
Candygram. I swear to God, you said Candygram.
Now, have any of you had to found a dog in the car, and what did you?
I've not seen.
I haven't.
I have. I called 911, but the second I was on the phone with 911, this was recently, the owner came out.
And what happened?
Choice words happen.
I wanna know.
was
What did you tell him?
No, I was like, I think it's too hot for your pet to be in the back seat. Clearly, how long were you supposed to be in? Oh, I just ran in to grab my dry cleaning. I knew I was going to be out in 2 minutes. I'm
Yeah,
like,
see, it's-
what if something did happen while you're grabbing your dry cleaning? And this, it's just not. Why don't we put you in there and lock you up for 15 minutes without any air and see what happens?
I agree.
I'm with you.
I'm-
Of course, my dogs are big. They just break the damn window and climb out.
See, what I would do is I would turn on my my Facebook or my phone and record the whole conversation with the person in it.
That's a good idea.
And you'd probably get shot.
Probably.
Seriously.
No, not really. Okay, well, we're out of time on this segment. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back in a minute, and I'm probably gonna talk about airplanes again. Or anything else that comes up. So y'all come back. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, we're back. We are going to talk about the latest airline story.
It's United again.
Yeah, I
want-
saw it. I was just reading it. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up because I'm having a slight change of heart now with this whole United thing. Because, a few weeks ago, I was, the guy deserved it, which he kind of still does. But,
Up in a tizzy.
United, now with this pattern. So the latest thing is there was a woman who had a small child, 2 years old, 3 years old.
A toddler.
Toddler who they purchased 2 tickets.
One for
The
her, one
toddler,
for the baby.
exactly. The toddler was there, and then they said, "You need. Can you put the toddler on your lap because we gave your seat to a standby person?" And the woman did because she didn't want to cause a stir.
She didn't want to get punched.
Exactly. She didn't want to get punched. She took pictures of her little girl like sleeping, and it was kind of sloppy and everything, and it hurt her legs. Blah blah blah. So I thought to myself, yeah. United has come back and said, "Oh, we apologize. It was."
They didn't scan the baby's ticket properly.
Exactly. So it didn't show. Blah blah blah. Anyway, then I started thinking about it, and I thought, United has a certain sloppiness to them, and they really don't care about the customer as much as I originally thought, because this is completely unacceptable.
Did she get her money back? Do you know if she got her money back?
She got compensated.
No, they did. They were going to reimburse the price of the baby's ticket.
Okay.
But there was something about they couldn't. I don't remember what it was. If we reimburse it right now, then they were going to Hawaii or coming from Hawaii, and there was more than one leg of the trip, and we'd have to cancel the whole thing, and so they're going to reimburse the price of that one ticket.
Yeah, they're going to get compensated somehow. But I wanted to bring it up because I'm not on United's side so much anymore like I was before, because there's like this pattern going on. And again, like we were talking about management and crappy management, I think the United Airlines management, the bigger dogs just don't know what they're doing, which makes all of their employees be sloppy.
Yeah,
is what I think.
I'm not sure about the actual mechanics of this, but I believe that United is actually part of American Airlines now, isn't it?
I think it is.
American Airlines bought United. I mean, they still are operating, I think, as United, but it's really one company. But there is a head of United. So, yeah, I think you're right. There's some disconnect between.
I mean, let's just face it. Traveling by air, flying airports in general, is just one of the shittiest things you gotta have to go through when it's just not fun.
It's true.
Let's face it. I mean,
true.
everything always happens poorly. Like you're delayed or this and that, or your seat. There's always something wrong. So you would think that these major, these CEOs of these airlines would recognize that. I can't imagine they haven't, and that it would trickle down to even the lowest of the totem poles, that they would help people during this process. It's a pain in the butt. You know what I mean? And the last thing you want is a situation like this happening.
It's totally unsafe.
Yeah, not safe at all.
Now, what would have happened? I mean, maybe this happened, but if she showed them the moment they said, "Oh, can your child sit on your lap? We have this person," for her to take out the tickets and say, "But
that's what I would have done."
She did. She did do that, and they're like, "Well, no, sorry, there was a problem, but he's paid for this ticket, and he's on the plane, and you can hold the baby."
Yeah, so I can see at that moment her not wanting to cause a stir.
I would have said, "I tell you what. Why don't I sit in his lap and my baby can have the chair?"
Depends on what he looks like.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
If he's really cute, he can sit in your lap, right?
Right. Exactly. So
Israel's down on the plane a few seats up.
Can we sit in the back?
He can come sit in my lap. It's all right.
Now, I think because of all of this, something's going to happen with United. Like it's gonna go away very soon.
Like I said, I think it's already been purchased.
Okay.
And I don't know. We'd have to look that up and get the things, but I believe it's all part of American now. So
well, something's got to be. Hey, since we're showing some hate to the airlines, I want to show some love because I love flying Virgin. I don't know if you've flown Virgin.
Love Virgin.
It is my
Airlines.
favorite airline
it's
to
my
fly.
I haven't flown it since Alaska has bought Virgin.
Yes.
I'm a little leary about that.
I haven't either.
And I'm a little leery about that. I think because what made Virgin so amazing was Richard Branson and his, like you said, the top head honcho, and his philosophy trickled down to everybody. And so that's what made that airline so spectacular.
Yeah.
So I'm a little curious about what's going to happen with the Alaska buyout. So
I hope it doesn't change, because for the whole Virgin nailed is the experience of the flyer.
Hands
from
down.
walking
Totally
up to
agree.
the gates
That's all
to
Richard
the music
Branson.
and the red carpet
Yeah.
to sitting down watching Todrick video of how to put your seatbelt on.
And the purple
the lighting.
It's just a spectacular.
Down to what they wear, down to what the staff wears, down to what your flight attendant wears, to what you can offer and drink and play games and talk to people in the seat, and just that.
Your own personal screen.
Yes.
You can order food on there.
And they made Southwest step up their game. And so like a lot of the newer planes on Southwest have those same. They don't have the TV, but now you can plug in and watch TV on your phone. Like so they held other airlines to a certain standard and made them reach where they're at. And so I think with them kind of out of the picture, I'm curious to see what happens if it keeps going on the United way or not. But I love Virgin.
Yeah, Virgin Airlines is the only airline that I would actually think I'm going to pay a little more because of the experience.
Yeah, for an extra $20. Yep, done.
Yeah.
And next week we'll share all of our horrible experiences flying Spirit Airlines.
I've never flown Spirit.
I've never flown Spirit. I love flying.
I will never.
Don't ever, please, just don't. Mike, if you want to sleep on a cold ass floor for about 5 hours waiting for a flight and then actually never get on the flight to be told that you're the person that messed up, that's a good way to start if you want to fly Spirit.
Yeah, no, I'm
the opinions expressed by the people on this panel are not the opinions of Dallas Voice necessarily. That being said, I've never flown Spirit or Virgin, but I do like flying. I mean, I like being in the airplane and looking out the window. And
Me too.
I like it with some cocktails.
I like it with some cocktails. Hey,
I'm just with some Bloody Marys.
I'm the jaded bitter queen who's literally had every flight delayed or canceled the last 4 times I've flown somewhere for work or for personal pleasure, and it then becomes just not pleasure. You're just pissed off and you don't even want to go anymore. So, but yeah. I too support all airlines because I'm sure one of them is a sponsor in one of my 6 jobs.
One of your sex jobs.
6, get your mind out of the gutter.
I could have sworn you said one of your sex jobs.
Candygram? Is that where the
Candygram.
land shark.
Oh, God. Marco.
Right?
Okay.
Now we're just laughing at ourselves.
Okay, we're down to the last few seconds of this segment, so we're going to take a break. We will come back, and everybody will wind up. And, man, this goes by fast. So, y'all come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the old days, when you wanted a home or auto insurance quote, you called an insurance agency and they would give you a quote from the company they represented. But when you call the Stephen Graves Insurance Agency, Stephen gets quotes from all the companies he represents, bringing you the best coverage at the best possible price. For home or auto,
call 877-599-0808. Stephen Graves Insurance.
Okay, we're back. We're going to wrap it up here for today. Another episode of DVTV just come and gone. Israel, tell us where things stand in your life, man.
Yeah, everything is great. We have an event this evening called Sanctuary, which is we are turning one of our studio rooms into a dance club for for the youth, 15 to 20. That is tonight. 15 to 20 years old only. It's $5 to get in, and then we're gonna have drinks and all kinds of stuff. Really great music.
Non-alcoholic
Drinks and chaperones as well. But yeah,
non-alcoholic chaperones.
Oh no, they'll be drunk. Those will be drunk. But yeah, come out to Spayse Studios if you have them youngins and you want to have a free evening.
And after your Southern Baptist lock-in, you should come to the BDSM. Check out the BDSM convention weekend at beyondvanilla.org. That's on the beyondvanilla.org. Israel and I may be there in some sort of fun gear, but we haven't registered, so maybe not. I don't know. Again, this is Brad signing out. Check out all the things on our gay agenda on page 8 of this week's Dallas Voice.
Brandy Amara Sky, thank y'all for watching, and you can find me at brandyamarsky.com, and I'm releasing my trailer for my podcast tomorrow, and you can find that at defypodcast.com.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I'm Tammy Nash. I'm managing editor for Dallas Voice. Read the newspaper, see what we have to say, and put the Wedding Expo on the 23rd on your calendar of events to go see.
It'll be fun. We'll be there.
Oh, and if you by chance are a vendor who has some service that would benefit people planning a wedding or staging a wedding, contact our office and get a booth.
Nice.
And that's it. We're gone. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.